Please, a big round of applause to welcome Mr. Nandan Nilekani.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Nandan Nilekani from Bangalore. I'm sorry I can't be there with you personally at the Impact event. I'll speak about reimagining India with something called as the India Stack. In the last 5 to 6 years, there's been a dramatic change in the technological platforms in India. First, as you know, of course, has been the rise of mobile phones, and we have a billion mobile phones. But what's important is that we have close to 150 to 200 million smartphones, expected to reach half a billion smartphones in the coming 3 to 4 years. Second, there's a big push from the government to make sure everybody has a bank account through the Jan Dhan Yojana program, as well as great amount of regulatory competition introduced by 21 new banks being given licenses for small and payment banks. And finally, the Aadhaar digital identity platform has reached 1 billion users, which means that it's just a matter of time before every resident of India has an Aadhaar number. So this is what is called as the JAM Trinity: Jan Dhan for bank account, Aadhaar for mobile, Aadhaar for identity, and M for mobile. So you can imagine a world where in a few years, every Indian has an Aadhaar number, every Indian has a bank account, and at least half or more Indians have a smartphone. Now, it's not just about JAM, because JAM is the basis for government subsidy reform. And as you know, the LPG subsidy has been reformed and is already saving the government close to $2 billion a year, which is great given that the entire Aadhaar project cost a little over $1 billion to do the entire project. But what is really the powerful idea is that on top of JAM, we can build something which we have named as the India Stack. This is a name that all of us in India working as volunteers in iSpirit have called it as the India Stack. And the India Stack basically has multiple layers or APIs on top of JAM, which allows you to do very, very transformational things. For example, Aadhaar authentication can be done using your fingerprint or iris on your smartphone in the next year or so. Aadhaar eKYC is recognized by all our regulators, be it the banking regulator, the telecom regulator, or the mutual fund regulator, as a valid KYC to open a bank account, buy a SIM card, get an insurance policy, or buy a mutual fund. You can also use Aadhaar as a way to digitally sign a document that you fill out on your phone. Then there's the system of data repositories, which allows you to create repositories of encrypted data on the cloud in an ecosystem. And next week on Monday morning, the RBI governor is launching something called Unified Payment Interface, or UPI, which is a leapfrog technique for making mobile payments very, very simple. And the last layer of this API is something we call as the electronic consent architecture, which allows people to harness their data. Now, why this is important is that a billion people on their smartphones can access the India Stack. And what the India Stack does, it allows you to reimagine every government and every business process. The reason is that using Aadhaar authentication, you can do the authentication from the privacy of your home, the comfort of your car, or the security of your office, just by pressing your finger on the phone like a touch ID, or by using the iris scanner. Similarly, eKYC and the digital locker and digital signature allows you to make every transaction paperless. UPI allows every transaction to be cashless because you can make a payment directly from one bank account to another. So when you can make transactions presenceless, paperless, and cashless, that is the foundation for a fundamental transformation of the way we do business or government. For one, it dramatically reduces the cost of getting a service or product. We estimate that the cost of buying a mutual fund in India today is something like 1,000 rupees. But if you're able to do it online with one click on your phone, the cost of buying a mutual fund comes down to 10 rupees. And therefore, we're looking at a 10x to 100x reduction in cost, which is possible using the India stack. The flip of that is that the lower the cost of entry, the broader the market that can be reached. If your cost of entry is 1,000 rupees into a mutual fund, then you need an investable surplus of 2 lakh rupees to make sense for the seller. But if your cost of acquisition is only 10 rupees, then even a 2,000 rupee investment in a mutual fund makes sense for the seller. So suddenly the market will grow dramatically, and we estimate that just in the mutual fund business alone, the reduction of cost by making it presenceless, paperless, and cashless can lead to the market going from 10 million households to 100 million households. And the same logic applies to all products. It applies to insurance products, pension products, bank accounts, or of course, mutual funds, SIM cards. So the first value of the India stack is the fact that it dramatically reduces costs. The second factor is that it's a tool by which you can use at your convenience in your own house or office or in your car, because everything that you want to do, you can do on your smartphone. So suddenly, everyone with a smartphone in the country has access to all the products and services which have been enabled by the India stack. And thirdly, as I said, the reduction in cost leads to a huge increase in market size. And therefore, for every business, there's a dramatic growth in the market. And this is the main thing, that for the first time, we have a tool which combines the goal of social inclusion and society, that more and more people should join the formal economy, and it satisfies the needs of businesses in this country who want to expand the market. So the combination of the fact that a common technology enables social inclusion as well as market access makes it a very, very powerful tool for growth and transformation. The other important thing is that Indians are going from being data poor to data rich in a very short time. I mean Indian residents and Indian businesses. Indian residents are creating digital footprints of their social media, of their digital payments, of their mobile phone voice and data usage, of their tax payments, of the bank statements, of the utility bill payments, and many other things. Indian businesses are creating records of their transactions, their sales, their purchases, their returns, their accounts receivable, because more and more of them are selling on online marketplaces, and so on. And the GST will make Indian tax payments also completely digital. So when you have suddenly this tsunami of data about consumers and businesses, you now have a way to harness that data for the advancement of the individual or business. And one of the big things we see happening is the next generation digital lending infrastructure, where a borrower, be it a consumer or a business, can borrow from his smartphone by harnessing the data from his various data footprints, sending those data footprints to a lender, the lender using algorithms on that data to ascertain whether he's a good borrower or not, using the real identity of the lender, and then giving a loan across the phone in some sense. In other words, you can start thinking about credit being given in a few minutes instead of a few days or months. It also means that many Indian businesses and consumers today are underserved. They don't have access to credit markets because they're invisible to the lending system, and it's a very painful process to get a loan for these people. So what this does is suddenly makes lending ubiquitous and allows every business and every consumer to start borrowing money in a safe manner, in a secure manner, in a transparent manner. And we think just using the India stack in the whole digital lending area will have a dramatic impact on growth, because currently we have a very peculiar situation where, thanks to 25 banks and 25 large business borrowers, the current public sector banking system has come to a grinding halt because of the huge loans that are there, what is called as the house of debt. And this is essentially asphyxiating both new loans as well as the settlement of the old loans, because all these actions are now being scrutinized by all kinds of regulators, courts, media, and so on. And therefore, this resolution is going to take a long time. So there is a chance here, using technology, to build a completely parallel high performance, low cost, high volume, quick response, digital lending infrastructure. And you can imagine if millions and millions of consumers who didn't have credit could get credit now, and if millions and millions of small businesses didn't have credit and get credit now, the impact it will have on consumption, the impact it will have on growth, and the impact it will have on making on jobs. Because if millions of small businesses hire even 5 people each more, it will lead to millions of jobs. So I think the India Stack is not just a piece of technology, it's something which is fundamental and disruptive and transformational to reimagine the India of the future. Also, the India Stack is unique to India alone. There is no other country in the world that has this India Stack. The reason being that most countries either have systems that are owned by private companies. If you look at the history of the internet was essentially a public infrastructure, whether it was the TCP/IP protocol, the World Wide Web, email or GPS or the browser. But now all the things above that are owned by private companies. But in India, this is the only place in the world where these infrastructure of identity, authentication, KYC, digital signatures, data repositories, consent, payments are all public platforms. They're platforms set up by the government or quasi-government agencies. They're open to all. They're accessible through APIs. And therefore, you have a framework which can create innovation at a fantastic pace because all these APIs are available to everyone. So think about it. In the US, the Touch ID is a service that you get only with Apple. In India, you can create a Touch ID or Apple Pay experience by two kids in a garage. And that ability to innovate made possible by these APIs is a fundamental source of innovation and transformation. And this transformation we can do to businesses, this transformation we can do to government, and I think this has a huge, huge benefit for our country. So I see a huge Cambrian explosion of innovation that will happen from the India Stack, and I believe that innovation can be led by all of you because it's all about using the power of technology, the power of markets, the power of the smartphone, the power of Aadhaar to really make transformation possible. Aadhaar is actually the world's fastest digital platform. It crossed 1 billion users, billion people with Aadhaar just a few days back. And it took just 5.5 years to cross this magic number. Compared to, for example, Android or WhatsApp, which took 5.8 to 6 years, this is the fastest digital platform in the world, which crossed 1 billion users. The only billion user digital platform outside the United States, the only billion user platform built by a government. So it's really a unique infrastructure which we think is laying the grounds for transformation. So I'd urge all of you to study what is possible with JAM, what is possible with India Stack. Look at all the businesses that you are operating in, look at all the companies that you deal with, look at all the products and services that you provide, and see how using this fundamentally transformational technology, you can make a huge difference to India and really leapfrog in development in a way that was never imagined before. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for giving me a chance to speak at the IIM Impact event, and I do hope that you are able to leverage all this infrastructure that we have created to bring transformation at scale for all Indians. Thank you very much.